four-time All-American at Tennessee. And she is going to be another one of those players that this U.S. program is going to build around. As she slaps it to left, and it gets by Ara Diaz. Rolls all the way to the base of the wall. Chavanne's got good speed. They're going to send her home. Here she comes, and she scores.
That was last year, my guest, Raven Chavanne, Team USA against Mexico, and I just have to say, you're fast. An inside the park home run, I counted that, it was like maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah, get around there in about 10.5, 10.6.
Oh, so you've counted it. You know exactly how
Coaches
fast you are.
Coaches do. I don't.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, stopwatch.
She is Raven Chavanne. Happy to have you here. Great to meet you as well. Good to meet you. Representing Team USA, the national softball team, a four-time All-American at Tennessee, 3 times played here in Oklahoma City at the Women's College World Series. And again, welcome back to Oklahoma City. What brings you in town this weekend, by the way?
This weekend we're having an USA ASA board reps meeting, and I'm the athlete representative for the national team. So I'll be doing meetings tomorrow and Sunday before I head back to Knoxville.
Very good. I was at the gym last night, kind of reading my phone, the iPhone, while I'm on the elliptical. OU Baylor is on the TV on the screen there at the gym. Baylor wins that game 8-0 last night. Kind of reading through my email, brushing up on you. But let's talk about that. OU and Baylor, a couple top 20 teams.
Yes.
What do you think for this year's Women's College World Series? Is there a whole collection of teams that can be competitive, or is it more SEC dominant with like Florida and LSU?
I feel like every year, and when it's postseason play, you never know what teams are going to emerge. I feel like if you're a top 25 team, you're a contender. You know, even my freshman year at Tennessee, we were a 16 seed and we made it. We were the Cinderella story. So I don't think it's going to be SEC dominant. I think you're going to see teams from every, conference. Personally, I hope there's a little more SEC, being from the SEC myself. But I definitely think you'll see some Pac-12 teams in there, some Big Ten as well.
How is that Tennessee team this year? It's another top 20 team,
yeah,
right?
I believe they're, ranked 11th right now, and, they're doing great. The SEC is probably the toughest conference for pitching right now, as you see. Most of the teams in the top 10 are SEC, so Tennessee is doing great, and they're just trying to figure out this postseason play.
What is the recipe for success these days in college softball? We'll stick with college here for a second. Do you have to have a dominant pitcher? Do you have to have a heavy hitter, or is it a combination of everything, including speed?
I believe it's just a combination of everything. I feel like if you have that one pitcher who can carry the load of postseason on their back, along with a team that has good chemistry, you can go the distance. I believe once you get to the postseason, that's what kind of separates the teams that win and advance to the World Series, because at that point everyone can play. So once you get to regionals and then supers, everyone's an amazing athlete. Every team's good. Every team's beating a top 25 team, top 10 team. So I believe it's that team that has that pitcher who can throw that maybe that 14-inning game that's going into extra innings, on top of a team with great chemistry.
You played third base, right?
I played third base, yeah, and I played outfield too, actually.
Do you ever pitch?
Oh, no.
No?
No, never pitched.
Even growing up when you were playing softball,
no,
never
I
pitched?
actually never pitched. I was a multi-sport athlete growing up, so my dad...
Basketball, softball?
Basketball, softball, track, and soccer, so there was really no time for pitching.
Now, did you grow up in California? Is that where...
I grew up in a suburb of Los Angeles in a place called Thousand Oaks, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it's beautiful there.
Yeah.
And then college in Tennessee, and she made it here in Oklahoma City, the Women's College World Series 3 times. What's it like playing a Hall of Fame stadium?
You can just tell the second you walk in, just the atmosphere of the history and tradition. The second you walk in, you can just see, the atmosphere of all the teams wanting to compete. Growing up, I had played at Hall of Fame Stadium, when I was about 12 for like little qualifiers for ASA Nationals, but when you step in for the World Series, you don't even recognize the place. It is completely transformed into this incredible, almost like a festival type feel. And there's just nothing better than seeing, just 8 teams, they're passionate fans just kind of like going at it, and just everyone competing for the goal that we've all been wanting since we've been little kids, really.
You mentioned playing there when you were young. How has the sport of softball changed during that time? I mean, I'm at the gym last night and it's on ESPN.
I feel like the sport of softball has grown astronomically, especially within the last, I would even say like 5 years. There's so much TV coverage now. Fans and people who really didn't know softball a lot, seeing it on TV, they seem to be responding to it really well. And now you have these conferences that have their own network. So now you have every SEC softball game on the SEC network, every Pac-12 game on the Pac-12 network. So, it's just grown so much, and it can only really help the sport.
Is that something you want to do, some broadcasting?
Yeah.
Maybe some SEC network in your future?
Potentially. I've done some college Fox Sports South down in Knoxville, and I've been involved with SEC Network a little bit as well.
I was reading your bio, you're a Dodgers fan, Lakers fan, or at least a Kobe fan. Yeah. I grew up a Lakers fan. Even though that we have the Thunder now, I still kind of partial to the Lakers, so I like the Kobe Bryant game. What do you like about him? Is it the work ethic, or just you happen to grow up out there?
It's a combination of everything. He's actually the reason I started kind of playing sports competitively. I remember when he got drafted to the Lakers in '96. You know, we have our little LA TV, our local channel, and I just remember seeing this kid out of high school playing, and I remember I told my dad, I'm like, I want to go watch him play.
That's cool.
And ever since then, growing up, my number was always 8 because of Kobe, and then when he changed his to 24, I felt like I needed to change mine, but I was so in love with the number 8, I just doubled it, so that's why I'm number 88.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's why everyone asks why I have a wide receiver number, but it's really a Kobe number. Yeah, and I just love the way he plays the game. He never settles, even when, he got MVP, the bar's never set, and he just goes out there and wins. He's a competitor, so what can you not love about that?
Well, and I'm sure that fits into your mindset playing for the national team as well. Before we get to that, back to Thousand Oaks and the Dodgers fan and broadcasting, Vin Scully. It's as good as it gets, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Vin Scully, I mean, he's been there forever, and I actually got to see him in person at this facility called Bonet back in California, so that was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Olympics. Is that still in your future if softball gets back into the Olympic Games? Is that something you would aim for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of us, that was our dream when we were little, and then when it got voted out,
and why?
That's something I think we're also trying to figure out a little bit. But, can't really change the past, so we just kind of focus on the now. So right now we're just focusing, on Pan Ams this year. But 2020 is still in the back of our mind, and I feel like the more exposure softball gets, and especially the promotion in Tokyo in Japan, because that's where 2020 is, I think that could really help the cause.
Seems like that would make a lot of sense, because those were, if I remember correctly, the strong teams: USA, Japan, China, and Australia, right?
Absolutely, and Canada's right up there.
Canada, okay. What's coming up for you this summer?
This summer, starting the first week of June, USA's meeting up. We're actually meeting up here in Oklahoma City, and we're going to train for a few weeks and then travel along the Midwest and do some exhibition games. And then we head to Southern California at the end of June for the World Cup.
Back home for you, huh?
Back home for me.
So you'll be hosting the ladies
when they
right
there in Orange County.
I believe Oklahoma City is also hosting this summer some international softball, the 19 and under junior national teams. Did you ever play on those?
I never did. I was kind of at that age where I would have either been way too young or too old. So for me, I would have been like 14 years old, 14 or 15, when the JO team was playing when they're my age. So
very cool. But that's among the softball in our future here in Oklahoma City, in addition to the Women's College World Series coming up in a couple weeks. Let's talk about you a little bit. What's the difference between college, pro, and international play?
So in college, you kind of get spoiled a little bit, because every day you go to a beautiful facility. You have your set schedule your coaches give to you. You know what time your games are. They're pretty much set since a couple months before season even starts.
You know the whole schedule until you get to postseason.
Exactly. With international, I've learned to be adaptable. You can't control weather. You go to other countries, they might not have a tarp for their field, so you might be playing at 1 in the morning.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah, we played quite late when we were in Puerto Rico a couple of years back because it was raining. And you just learn that it's a different game in the sense of you're playing against teams that have been together, 5-10 years. And just for us specifically, we're usually, we pick a team, we train for a couple months, and then we go. So you have to learn to mesh a lot quicker, because in college you have the whole fall and winter to mesh. Well, with USA and international ball, you just gotta mesh within those 2 weeks of training and then get out there and win some games.
Any advice for young ladies coming up playing softball, thinking about college, thinking about life beyond college in softball?
Yeah, I would just say make sure you keep your priorities straight. Softball is important, but make sure you keep school first. If you keep school first and kind of do what you're supposed to do off the field, I feel like the game will pay you back in a respectful way, and you'll be successful on the field.
Well, speaking of school, you're still doing some school, right?
I am. I'm currently in my master's degree right now. I'm still at the University of Tennessee.
Very cool, very cool. How was it this morning? I know you went to North Highland Elementary to talk to the little kiddos there.
Yeah.
What were you talking to them about?
I just kind of talked to them about some life tips, and I talked to them about the importance of school, respect, and teamwork. And it was so awesome to go interact with those kids, and it was a very humbling experience. And just seeing how happy they were, and it really made my day just to go there and speak with them.
Eat your vegetables, do your homework. That
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah. And you know, we got a little USA chant going too,
yeah?
a little bit, yeah.
Very cool. I'm sure they were excited to see you. We're excited you stopped by today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck with education and with Team USA. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Raven Chavanne, ladies and gentlemen.